There I am. Okay, I wanted to check this out. How is everyone tonight? It is raining really, 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 really bad. We're supposed to have a bad storm. But I wanted to try out. I found the charger to my laptop. And then I wanted to try out, see if I could live stream and see how good quality the computer was. It doesn't look too bad. All right, so what I want to talk about tonight is I've been having trouble with my phone. I've got a couple of videos I've got to upload, but mail. I've had a couple of people ask me if I were going to do more videos about being a federal prison wife. I am. I've actually in the process, I'm going to flip you around, of trying to get all my setup done. There's my backdrop. I've got my lights. And I'm in the process of remodeling my room, so it's been a mess. Of course, I look a hot mess, but it is what it is. But let's talk a little bit about the importance of mail. This today, it's kind of chilly. Hold on just a second, guys. All right. I got that card in the mail. Communication. Very, 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 very important. Especially right now, my husband is in the SHU. So he does not currently get phone calls right at this minute. So the only way of communication that we have is by writing, by mail. And it literally takes like, I think it was like 7 days for him just to get one letter of mine. So what I started doing was I would mail it like in the regular snail mail on Mondays and Fridays. And then on Wednesday, I would actually send one. It's not express. I think they call it like 2-day or 3-day. It does cost extra, but he gets it within 2 or 3 days. So that kind of gives him the update of what's going on in our lives for that week. Because it's so far behind. I mean, just like when I wrecked my car, I mean, he wouldn't have found out till almost 2 weeks after the incident had already happened. I do have, we are going on his third year. He will be out July of next year. So we are almost finished with this journey. Yeah, I'm finished with your phone. Do you have anything you want to tell them about like communicating with your daddy? Or here, come right here so they can see. What do you mean you want your phone fixed? Oh, your Apple? I've got to find the cord on it. I just found my charger, my computer. Um, do you look for him to call every day? Or how, when he's not in the shoe, how often does he call?
He writes the letters.
Okay, yeah, he writes letters when he's in the shoe, but if he's not in the shoe, then
He
how,
can call.
he calls. Does he call every day, every other day? Does he call often?
Well, he was in the shoe, so he did not call, but he did write letters.
Right, when he's in the shoe, he does not call, but he writes shoe letters. When he is in the shoe, he gets, I mean, when he's not, he gets 300 minutes a month, which if you use them correctly, it's, he can usually call about every other night, and it lasts all month. So, that's good for the kids. Do you look forward to him calling? Do you worry if you don't hear from him, if he doesn't call?
Yeah.
Okay, so especially if you have kids, it's very important. Of course, you know, I will maybe next broadcast. They have a reason to worry if you know they don't hear from him. His first yard that he ever went to was actually a maximum security in Kentucky. So he had a little incident there, and that's why they get kind of scared when they don't hear from him. But he's usually pretty good. You know, he'll call every other night. They do have email on core links where they can email you, and he emails me anywhere 6, 8, 10 times a day. It's 5 cents an email. This is the book that I have that I started when he went in. This is some of the the drawings. Like today, it was a card he sent, but these are like drawings that people in there have done, which I like these better than the store-bought ones.
Oh, is that diesel?
Yeah, it's diesel. So got a lot of those. They come in this one. It's got some color to it, and I'll tell you how that got on there. Here's some more just different drawings that I put in. I really like this one. It even looks like clouds on the paper with the shading. It's really pretty. That I didn't want to get messed up, and I put in these protective papers.
Tell them about like how much money do you gotta pay, like 10 cents and stuff.
All right, so and then please pick that up. Like I said, communication, communication, communication. Here, that's trash. Cards.
Oh, take that out.
And I know it, I mean, it's a very busy life. I'm a single mom. We have 5 kids all together. I have 3 stepchildren and I have 2 kids of my own, whose father is deceased. He passed away in 2010. So there's no help on that side of the family. Give me that blue notebook right there. I always have a notebook on my bedside table. All right, cut that big light off. No, yeah, you can use that one. I keep a notebook, and that's just, you know, that's, leave it off. That's what I use to write him. Again, cards. These are just within, I would say, probably the past 2 weeks. If you don't have time to sit down and write a letter, yes, it takes time. You know, go to the dollar store, buy a $2 card. Throw it in the mail. just to let them know that you're thinking about them. So, as you can tell, that is your communication when he's in there. There's no other way. You can't. And for me, I got a charge in 2015. I've been denied for visitation to see him. So I have not seen him since he left the county jail. Now my children have.
I cried when it came.
My grandma would take them to visit him. But I have not seen him myself since he left county to go to Fed. So this is the one I got today. A lot of times it's an emotional roller coaster. I mean, when you're having a bad day, I keep all my cards. And when I'm feeling down, I open those cards and I read them. And, it kind of gives you encouragement. It makes you, feel like they're closer to you. It's hard being in lockdown. With him having communication with the kids every other night, if I'm having a behavior problem, one's 13 and one's 9 that live with me all the time. Then my 3 stepchildren are 10, 13, and 14, getting ready to be 15. So it's a lot to juggle. Plus working, you're supporting the family right now on your own. Like I tell him, I have the weight of the world on my shoulders right this minute. There's really nothing he can do. Well, let me rephrase that. First of all, he should take into consideration his family on the outside, what they are going through. Okay? If your significant other, I say he because that's the situation I'm in. It's not always that situation. Look and see if there's an energy drink in the fridge. They need to take into consideration their family on the outside first. Like I tell him all the time, yes, you may be doing time on the inside, but I'm doing time on the outside just like you are. A bit of adjustment for him to get out of that poor, pitiful me mentality and realize, hey, I got a family out there, and she's having to do it all on her own. Even when it comes just to discipline. I need another. Is there a little pillow at the end of the bed? Even when it comes to just discipline with the kids, if they're acting up or, not listening, I mean, 9 times out of 10, if he can get on the phone and talk with them, that behavior stops. Is there a pillow at the end of the bed? Hunter? Yes, there is. Look. And just about what are you doing? You're tearing down my backdrop. The dad has always kind of been the authoritarian figure. They are the authority. He's the one that disciplined the kids. Please look and see if there's an energy drink in there. And I, would take care of the household stuff, cooking, cleaning, doing dishes, whatever. So, it was a big adjustment for me having to discipline. Not that I don't have a problem disciplining my children, but they were used to, that discipline coming from their daddy. So that, was totally different. And then, of course, they all are hitting teenage years while he's gone. Like I tell him, this is the most important time of these children's lives. They need their daddy active in their lives. The stepmother, ask Haley if she'll fix me something, is not in the picture. She's on drugs. Matter of fact, she's in county jail getting ready. She's already been to prison while he's been in there. Just got home. October was a year. And now she's getting ready to go back to prison. So the majority of that burden falls on me. And it's not easy. I mean, look at my eyes. Sleep. I have not slept since October the 8th, 2014. That is when, he left. And when I do a story time, I'll kind of give the full background of, the history of his charges, what he was charged with. I know a lot of people, to me, the worst part, the most stressful part was that pre-trial time. Okay. That's when, you're going through pre-trial. He is doing federal time. He's not doing state. And I've always heard, Fed time so much easier than state time. It's so much better. They're eating steak and shrimp. Da 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 da. Well, Fed time, you're doing 85% of whatever you get sentenced to. Okay. State time, you're doing 65. So there is a big difference just in the time that you're actually going to have to do. Um, and sitting there, I mean, constantly, it's the unknown, not knowing what's going to happen, not knowing what that judge is going to say, not knowing, what the prosecutor, if how hard they're trying to push it. It's scary, and that is, to me, was the most stressful thing. And then, once you go to court and you are sentenced, then you kind of, what to expect, what you're looking at. But that whole, and it can take up to 3 years, before you finish that process. And it's nerve wracking. Okay. But I have some suggestions of what to do during that time. Going into this, neither one of us had ever been to prison, ever. So it was a whole new learning experience, everything. So you learn, and the only way you learn is, to go through it. Yes. And even when you go, like I went looking on YouTube or, Facebook for people that have been through it. And there's such a small community. As a matter of fact, I've only found like 2 people on Facebook that, are even in a similar situation. So, do y'all have any questions? I cannot, let's see, I don't see anything in the chat, but that doesn't mean that no one's in the chat. Things that you can do during the pre-trial stage. I don't know, some people may be out there and their loved one has not been sentenced yet. You might be out there and they have already been sentenced. I had a lot of different questions. Where's he going to? They don't go, well, he did. Let's say he didn't self-surrender. Some people do get to self-surrender, and go to where you'll get a letter like a week before your self-surrender date. And you'll get to go to, the prison that you're designated to go to. Even that's a process. Everything's done through Grand Prairie. It's on a point system. I actually have someone that right now is in a halfway house. A lot of them, his stipulations, he was looking at a 10-year bid. He got 60 months federal time. Okay, well, the stipulations for the judge to give him that 5 years instead of that 10 is now when he comes home, he has to be on probation for 5 years, and he has to wear an ankle monitor for 18 months. All right. And before he even comes home, he has to go to a halfway house. So, there's a lot of different things. Getting released into the halfway house is a process. You do that anywhere from 12 to 18 months before your release date. You should already be doing your paperwork. And like I told him, you're looking at 5 years. It's 51 months altogether with a 60-month sentence because you do 85%. So, I told him you need to take advantage of as many classes as they have in there. Do anything you can. Take advantage of it. They have classes where you can get your GED, where you can get certifications. They have the RDAP program, which is a whole nother spiel we can go into, which is, if you don't know about RDAP, it's the drug program where if you are in there for a non-violent crime, you can get time off of your sentence with that. He is in there for felon in possession of a firearm, so his is considered a violent charge, so he was not qualified for the RDAP program. Yes, he can. Oh, gracious. Sorry. Yes, he can take the program and he can go through it, but he's not going to get the time off of his sentence. Can somebody type something in the chat so I can see if it's working? So I can see if I can see. So I can see if I can see what's going on. I see where it says chat, but I need to list all available commands. Enter. This is my first live stream, so it says there's 2 viewers, but add app. Let's see. Turn up the volume when someone's speaking. Okay. So, like I said, I do have someone that is currently in a halfway house in Colombia. And I will be doing, I will be bringing them on live and doing an interview with them should you have any questions. Also, if you have any questions or I've got a specific email set up for you to email. Or you know what? You can just message me on Twitter, which I put up there. It's at bless_this mess. And let me make sure that's right. Yeah. Bless this mess, and then it's at bless_this mess. Bless_ this mess. Yep. Capital B _ capital T capital M. So that's my Twitter. You can send me DMs on there if you have any questions. I have my laptop up and working. I can start uploading my videos on a regular basis. There's lots and lots to talk about. Even, he's been in since 2014, and really this past year, 2016 was the hardest year since he had been gone. They say it, they always say everything gets easier with time. No. I mean, to me, it's just as hard, just as stressful, just as lonely as it was as the first day that he left into county jail. That's just my personal opinion. People may feel differently. And now, I've been through the beginning, and here we are. We're coming up on the end now. It won't be long, and he's going to be home. And that's kind of scary, too. I ask myself, is he institutionalized? He did do 30 days in the county one time, and even that short amount of time that he was gone, it was an adjustment for him when he got home. And I'll go into, a little more about that in detail also at a different time. But I am going to try to do these live streams every other night. My oldest just got done with soccer. She was on the JV soccer team, so that's finished. We'll be starting sign up for this week, but we got probably a week or two before practices start with that. So again, if you have any questions, anything you're curious about, anything. I mean, I had so many questions. I wish there was someone that, I could have reached out to all of this, because it was definitely, he had a paid lawyer, and I mean a good lawyer at that, but still you have to do on your own that lawyer does not know. That lawyer does not tell you. And there's a lot of things that I wish we would have done different that we didn't do, that I've learned, along the way by building this network with other, people in similar. I'm getting notifications for YouTube. I don't even watch TV no more. I stay on YouTube all the time. And being in the chat, YouTube, RDAP Dan. He's like a prison consultant, is what he calls himself. And, I've seen a lot of people that have not been sentenced yet, that are going through the sentencing pre-trial stage. And I've seen some of the questions, that they have. So whether you're a person, going through it and going to prison, or if you are in the other shoes, and you're going to be doing the time on the outside. I kind of know both, to be honest. So I am going to close this down for tonight. Again, if you have any questions, message me on Twitter, and I'll try to figure out how to put like a link in the description. Let's see, here's links, YouTube page, video. Choose links. I don't know. But anyways, we'll try to figure it out. Okay, so again, good night. I love each of you. Thank you for watching. And again, if you have any questions, you can message me on Twitter. And there's also an email, federalprisonwife@gmail.com, should you have any questions. Hope you'll have a wonderful night. We're getting ready. We're already, storm started. We're going to have a bad storm tonight. And I will see y'all later. And again, I will try to stream at the same time between 8 and 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Remember, stay strong. If you think positive, put positive out into the world. Positive will come back to you.
Click in rocket.